general perception, Vishal, there is a feeling, and I know a lot of effort has gone in by various stakeholders to educate people and make them more aware. But there is still this perception that equity is too risky. Now, equity does come with risk, and therefore we keep reiterating that there is a risk. But is there a way to mitigate this risk, reduce this risk when you're investing in equity?
Well, there are at least three ways. One is that we've got to stop looking at our portfolios from only the equity component point of view. Ultimately, equities is a part of our portfolio. There'll be some part of our money lying in, say, for example, a PPF or an employee provident fund. There'll be some part of our money lying in deposits. There'll be another part lying in maybe physical assets, real estate, gold, etc. And the mistake that we make is that we take one portion of our wealth many times and get either very excited about it because it's doing really well, or we feel so dejected about it because it's doing badly that we end up doing the wrong thing. So the moment you start to see that equity is a part of your wealth, I think you kind of, first of all, understand that some part of my wealth today may not be doing well, and therefore I can deal with it. The second thing that very clearly happens is the whole advent of systematic investment plans, or for people who have lump sums of money, systematic transfer plans. I think investors can take a lot of advantage of this because essentially it takes out the guesswork from equities. It means that there'll be times when you'll be buying high, and obviously there'll be times when you'll buy very low as well. So on an average, you have a good opportunity for yourself to average out your purchase cost. And inherently, if you look at it over 15, 20, 25 years, you do find companies grow as a result of that, equities grow as well. And therefore, logically, your portfolio will grow just in the same manner. So that's the second way that you can kind of manage it. The third way to manage risk is pull the money out from equities well before you actually need it. I think we've seen a lot of shows where people come in and say, I bought equity, my daughter's getting married 2 months later, and all my money's kind of lost value, or something of that kind. And our view is that you don't need to wait to exit equities till 2 months before you require the money. Start pulling that money out gradually. There are systems, just like when you invest in an SIP, systems like systematic withdrawal plans, where you can start moving to debt in advance, so that by the time you actually require the money, your money is already sitting in a safe place, and therefore you're not impacted by this. So we think if you combine all of these three strategies together, the risk of losing money on equities, which is what most people worry about, will probably disappear. And even more importantly, I think people need to understand that there's a risk of losing money on one side, and there's a risk of running out of money on the other side in your retirement. And you've got to figure out that both of these are very real. And the way to manage it is to keep your eyes on both, not just say that my way to control this is just to have no equity in my portfolio or to have only equity in my portfolio. That sense of balance is so critical here.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.